Welcome to Buzzard's Corner of Love. Think outside the box. On this holiday weekend, how can you think outside the box? Possibly with family, friends, and relatives coming over and celebrating the holiday weekend with you. Maybe you could just have an honest exploration of your inner self and you could find out ways to celebrate yourself this holiday weekend, thinking outside the box in that manner. Or you can just think outside the box and how you'd like to spend this holiday weekend doing something different or unique. There's that and so much more. I am Heather Buzzard of Buzzard's Corner of Love, bringing people back to themselves where we uplift and inspire you to become who you truly came here to be. We welcome you here, angels. First off, get your favorite beverage. Today we're drinking iced tea. We love our iced tea, so grab your favorite beverage, sit back and relax for a great discussion today about the 4 P's of creativity and how you can apply this in your life, taking it out in your daily life every day and dealing with the world. So take yourself a sip of your favorite drink. Ah, I love this iced tea. It's sweet tea. I love that. So, as we mentioned before, the theme of the month as we enter July, as this is the first of July, our theme of the month is creativity. So every week we're going to touch on an aspect of creativity, and we're starting out with the 4 P's of creativity to let you know what that's about. Yet before we dive into that conversation, I'd like to remind you this coming Monday, July 7th, I will be speaking at the B Word Summit. I will be speaking about male boundaries and relationships. And I think we women all need to have healthier boundaries in our life. And it isn't just with men, yet in all areas of our life. I invite you to attend that 5-day summit. We have free tickets. You can get them at our website. We've put that down in the chat below. You can pick that up, click the blog page, click on that link and get your free ticket to that summit. There's 5 days of great information of 30 different speakers, angels. And we kick it off on Monday, July 7th, 3:30 Pacific time, 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern. All the information's over at our website, buzzardscorner.com, BUZZARDSKORNER, Buzzards Corner with a K.com. So our theme this month is creativity. So, and this was interesting when I did some research on this. We are going to share with you the 4 types of creativity and how you can apply them in your life. So, the 4 P's of creativity, which was a framework constructed by Mel Rhodes back in 1961, compromising a person, process, product, and press or environment. They use the word press, you can use the environment, which together provided a comprehensive way to understand and analyze your creativity in your life. So, a person that refers to an individual such as yourself, myself, and the characteristics, including their personality, the intelligence, their attitude, their behaviors, and that contributes to their creative potential. Now, I will tell you, my creative potential isn't so much in gardening or anything of that nature because of the type of personality that I have. My creativity is more in writing and analytics, things of that nature. So that's where my creativity lies at. Where does your creativity lie at? Again, doing my shows and things of that nature. So you have to figure out where your creativity lies at within you regarding who you are as a person and your personality. Now, the process encompasses the various operations and stages of thinking and remembering and communicating involved in generating creative ideas. So I'll give you an example. Angels, when I come up with these themes of the month, I speak to spirit and I ask spirit, lead, guide me. What is it that people need to hear or speak of? How can I send out some positive energy? And I allow myself to hear that and download it into my consciousness. And then I share that with my audience. Yet that is a process that happens because once I get that information, then I have to go through the process of looking it up and seeing what it's about and how I can apply it and explain it to my audience. So that's the process. The product focuses on a tangible or intangible outcome of the creative endeavor, such as inventions or new solutions. So we here at Buzzard's Corner of Love, through spirituality, affirmations, using examples of our life, giving you all of this information, are giving you solutions that you can put in your spiritual toolbox, and use on a daily basis. And I'm speaking and reminding myself of that as I move out into the world, because I tell you, when you're in the world, you are so tempted to respond just as the world is. Yet, and what good is having this spiritual information if we don't use it out in the world? And that's one thing that I'm beginning to realize. And the space that I have moved into is actually applying what I have learned and using it in the world. And it isn't just on a particular day at home and in a particular environment, yet on a daily basis. So that's what we are all here to do, to take the love that is within us and share it out into the world. That's how we can make the world a better place. So just this information right here can help you figure out where your creativity lies within yourself and how you can help yourself and somebody else. Press or environment refers to the environmental factors and the contents of the influence or faster creativity, including your social and your cultural influences, as well as the specific conditions of a situation. So your creativity can be stifled if you were one who grew up in a city or an environment where there wasn't a lot of creativity in your life or around you. That can be one way. Or your creativity can be flourishing if you were in a space where there was creativity on a daily basis, or you consistently seen that. So it has to do with the environment that you were brought up in, as you take that into consideration. I know for me, as far as creativity, coloring, artwork, I went to a symposium last Saturday, to a health and wellness symposium last Saturday, and they had a lot of great activities. They had arts and crafts is a great way of really touching that inner child and allowing that inner child to come out through that creativity of doing paintings and whatnot. And angels, I chose a paint by number butterfly. That wasn't that didn't serve me because it was too interesting and too detailed, and it took too long, so I didn't finish it. And that has to do with my personality. Speaking of personality and creativity, that didn't get done. I would have done better by just the painting without the paint by number, and just doing it my own way. Yet that's something that I know about myself. So that's an example right there of creativity and knowing yourself and how you can apply these 4 P's in your life. Now, there are the 4 stages of the creative process. And this is according to Graham Wallace, the 4 stages of the creative process, which is true because anytime anything new comes into play, whether you're recreating yourself or recreating an event or anything, you have to go through these stages in order for anything to be birthed. Preparation. You have to prepare, whether it's preparing yourself for what it is you'd like to have, preparing for an event or an activity. There has to be some type of preparation involved. So, where in your life can you prepare to use your creativity in a manner where you can share it in a loving way with the world and help uplift and inspire and encourage, or to just send out that love in the world, or just be a light shining in your corner of the world with whomever it is that you come in contact with? Incubation. There comes a time, angels, that we need to be with ourselves and look within ourselves and have that time alone. And I will tell you, my incubation process to get me here to where I am today, looking back, was that time, all of those times that I was in the hospital going through prior to having this open heart surgery, after having the open heart surgery, and the healing. All of that was an incubation process because I remember being in that bed tucked with those pillows and wrapped in blankets and just like in a cocoon. At the time, I didn't realize it. Yet, looking back and seeing where I'm standing today, I can see where that was an incubation process. So, all of us need to be in a space where we allow the unseen energies to work for us, whether we understand what that may be or not. Illumination, that's when you get the ideas, or you become illuminated with what it is that you're creating. The ideas come into play. You're able to form what it is that you'd like to put out into the world. You get illuminated with excitement, joy, and happiness, and people come into your experiences, and what it is that you need comes into play. So illumination plays a very big part in verification. Verification is the universe telling you you're in the right space at the right time. That's when you know people are showing up, people are talking about what it is that you're saying. The universe will confirm that where it is you need to be is right, is exactly right. I'll give you an example what I mean by that. Verification. The other day when I went to this healing symposium, I showed the lady the ticket that was on my phone, and I told her my name was Heather Buzzard. And she said, I saw that name on this list. And I said, that's right. I said, how many buzzards do you meet in your lifetime? And I heard Spirit saying in my ear, see, your name is already standing out. So that's one way of the universe verifying where you are in your life. So listen for those verifications because they are important, and don't just brush it off, angels, because this is all our angels and people leading and guiding us so that we can be more creative, and have being more creative gives life to you. The four types of creativity are based on your cognitive and your emotional and your deliberate and your spontaneous. So, cognitively and emotionally, we create a lot of our lives by what we think about and how we react or respond to what it is that we're thinking about or what is happening in our life. So, if you ask yourself why you don't have any creativity in your life, or how come your life isn't fun, or you don't feel happy or joyful or laughing, possibly it's time to think outside the box and allow yourself to step into that creative person that Spirit has put within you, because we all have it. And you can start that creativity flame by a puzzle, coloring, looking at cartoons, laughing, building blocks, being around children. They are very inspiring. Doing yoga, walking, being outside, anything to spark that inspiration of creativity. Because if we aren't creative beings, angels, on this planet, what are we here for? Do you really believe that Spirit put us down on this planet to suffer, to be angry, to be in ill health, to feel like we don't have enough, to feel like we're not supported? Do you really believe that that is the goodness of God? You've got to ask yourself those questions. I've had to ask myself those questions, angels, and let me tell you, I know God is good. I know from where I come, and I know where I'm at today. And I know the work that I've done to get here. Yet everybody can do that work. It takes commitment, it takes desire. Yet if you choose to be happy, it's well worth it. I would much rather be in a positive space and laughing than in a negative space and sad. Because that's the world. You get up each day, ask yourself, whom do you choose to serve this day? So, on your cognitive and emotional self, how are you creating? Deliberately or spontaneously are you creating? Because those are the other two types of creation. I am one to create spontaneously. I have always been a spontaneous person. And I can remember my father saying to me, "Oh, Heather, you just can't just go and do what you want when you want. You can't do that." Why can't I? I never understood that. And I still today create spontaneously. I don't do it as much as I used to because I am wiser now. Yet there are times when I do create out of spontaneity. And that's what makes life fun, angels. And life is meant to be fun. So when you're creating deliberately, what does that look like to you? I know for me, creating deliberately is using my imagination. Using my imagination to create what it is I see myself, or where I see myself 5 years from now. Feeling that, living from the end, that's deliberate creativity. That's deliberate creativity and spontaneous creativity. Angels, you can start thinking outside the box by using these types of laws, and these are the 5 types of laws, or not laws, the 5 types of, let me see, how to start thinking outside the box. Start by asking yourself the question, what do you hear? What are you smelling? What are you tasting? What are you touching? And what are you feeling? These are questions that you can ask yourself to start to begin to think outside the box, to put your own spin of life on it. Not what the world tells you it is, yet your own creative spin of life. That creative process helps you generate ideas. When you ask yourself the questions of what you hear, smell, taste, touch, and feel, it generates ideas. Creativity generates. Negative thinking blocks your creativity. If you look at the world, it's a very negative space to be in because we focus so much on the negativity, we block any type of creative process that may be able to come through. Yet in your own personal life, what do you focus on? Do you focus on the negative things happening in your life, or do you put most of your focus on the positive that's happening in your life? Because I tell you, angels, what you think about is what you bring about. And you can't do anything about what you're thinking about, I'm sure. So why don't you put a positive spin on it and believe in something bigger? And I can hear a lot of people say, "Well, I don't want to be let down. I don't want to feel disappointed. I believe before, etc." So on, yes, 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 and yes. And I used to be in that space too. I wasn't going to believe because, I might fall through and I'll be disappointed and have to feel all this, that, and the other. But yet, let me tell you something, angels. One day you have to start somewhere and you have to start trusting something. And when I didn't have anywhere else to turn, and this is in my book, the only place I turned to was God. So that was my way of my beginning. So, what is your beginning? So that you can have creativity and be a more creative person in your life and bring out the gifts that God has given you to share with this world. So, as we move on, knowing that negative thinking blocks your creative process, as we said, the world is very negative. Judgment also blocks your creativity as well. And angels, when I realized that, I looked within myself and I asked myself, I said, Heather, you asked yourself, how come it took you so long, quote unquote, because there was a lot of judgment in my life toward myself and toward the world. And I still work on it today. Yet it's less and less and less and less. So the less it is, the easier my creativity comes into play. Yet judgment will block creativity. The four elements of creativity are surprise, creating out of surprise, originality, beauty, and unity. Those are the four elements of creativity. Which area do you fall in? Do you fall in any of those areas? Do you create out of surprise, out of originality, out of beauty, or out of unity with others? I know I'm one to create surprises. That's what I do. I like to be creative in the surprise area. So consider this, angels. Consumption, initiation, and creative communities are all ways to help you to help you be creatively successful. And in this global digital world, we need creativity now more than ever, especially since AI has come into play. That has taken thinking away from us humans. Yet creativity doesn't come from a robot. It comes from within. What spirit has put, the gifts that spirit has put within us. So if I can touch one person to look within themselves and to really honor and value the gifts that spirit has put within you and to touch your creative process, go create and have fun. Buzzard's Corner of Love came from that creative process, angels, from what I'm speaking of. I went through hell to get to here. Yet this is what it was born from, the creative process. And it was an idea that was downloaded through spirit, and I had no clue when I heard it what it would be. And over the years, I've shared with you how it's morphed and it's grown. And that's what spirit does. Spirit expands, spirit enlarges. So ask yourself, is your life enlarging? Is your spirit enlarging? Do you have more fun, more laughter, more joy, more happiness in your life as you've gone through life? Or do you feel more sadness, more negativity, and you don't feel like you feel hopeless? Ask yourself these questions and answer them, and then choose to do something about it. We are in a time right now, angels, where the energies are coming down and everything is in an upheaval because of this new energy that's coming into play. We are we are in the fifth dimensional energy. And those who are aware of that and who are rooted in the spirit of God and who are rooted in the earth will be able to flow with this upheaval. Those who aren't rooted, who aren't sustained in God in a godly relationship, or whatever they may choose to call it, are going to feel indecisive, are going to feel confused, are going to feel frustrated, upset, angry, and all of the negativity that comes with that. So be conscious. Where are you at this time in your life? As we celebrate the month of creativity and the 4 P's of creativity, where do you fall in that? Angels, like, subscribe to our channel, share this with others so that we can get this message out to others, because the world needs love. And that's what we here at Buzzard's Corner of Love are here to be, do, and have. So, angels, there you go. Take what you will, leave the rest behind, share what you like, apply some of this in your life, and show yourself how it works. Angels, you can always go to BUZZARDSKORNER.com, BUZZARDSKORNER, Buzzard's Corner with a K.com. Pick up your free tickets for Male Boundaries and Relationships, July 7th, the B Word Summit. I will be speaking there 20 minutes about male boundaries and healthy relationships. It's a great 5-day conference on boundaries, period. So grab your free tickets, angels. You can do that at BuzzardsKorner.com on our blog page. Just click the blog page. It's right there. Check out our coaching packages as well. We offer group coaching and one-on-one coaching. And angels, let me tell you, I'm celebrating because just on Monday, I sent my book off to the book publishers and it's on its way to be published. I am so excited about that. So when that comes into fruition, I definitely will share that with you. Angels, you can find that information and so much more at buzzardscorner.com. BUZZARDSKORNER, buzzardscorner.com. Like, subscribe to our channel. Angels, we got a lot of great information here at Buzzard's Corner on YouTube. Think outside the box, a lot of forgiveness videos and so much. So explore our channel and share that with others. Next week, angels, it's our Creativity Meditation Tuesday, angels. That's right. Join us for that. So until next week, I am Heather Buzzard of Buzzard's Corner of Love, bringing people back to themselves.